All right, what's going on, everybody? Today, short video, hopefully. I know that I can be a little long-winded. Um, Today's question is, should I just go experiment with someone of the same sex and figure out my sexual orientation? This question comes up all the time. I'm guessing there's probably other videos on YouTube with people's take on this. Here's the short answer, and if you want to just actually make progress, just listen to this answer and then stop watching the rest of the video, because the rest of the information is going to be totally unnecessary for getting better. No, you don't want to do that. You want to accept that, yeah, maybe you are in denial, maybe you are gay, maybe you're bisexual, maybe you're never going to figure it out. And then you don't want to spend even a single second ritualizing. Okay, that's the answer. Now, I mean, we can get into why it doesn't work and why it actually is a classic ritual that is only going to make your OCD stronger. Right, it seems like for people, this is the ultimate one. This is finally going to answer the question, right? They could do a ritual where they try to figure it out through, say, looking at pornography of people of the opposite sex, checking their arousal, checking people of the same sex to see if they're not aroused or if they feel not at all interested or excited. So this is just a huge figuring out ritual. And the truth is, even though, yes, it would, for someone without OCD, who has no idea about OCD, this suggestion would seem logical. It isn't. For you with OCD, you trying to figure it out by actually going out and experimenting with someone of the same sex, or of the opposite sex if you are currently gay and have HOCD, that you might be straight, is that no matter what happens in that encounter, it is not going to have any impact on your OCD. It will make your OCD worse, not better. So let's just say you go out and experiment, and in the process, you figure out you don't like it at all. You hate it. You actually feel like you have figured out with certainty that this isn't for you at all. Okay, guess what? You know what's going to happen. The next morning, the doubts of maybe I just was with the wrong person. Maybe I wasn't attracted to that one person, and I should try this now with 40 other people of different ages, of different ethnicities, different heights, different personalities. So there's no way if you experienced, say disinterest, and you weren't into it at all, there's no way to say conclusively that you're not gay. How many times have you, just think about that logically. Let's imagine in your pre-HOCD phase, you weren't thinking about whether you were gay or not, and you went to, say, experiment with someone of the opposite sex, and it was obvious to you that there are some people that you weren't physically attracted to of the opposite sex. So that will prove nothing to you, right? I mean, I could hook up with a girl that I'm physically not interested in at all and have a bad time. I might not get aroused. I might feel gross during it. Would that be proof that I'm gay? No. All that is proof of is that that one particular individual didn't really do it for me. Okay, let's say the opposite happens. Let's say you go to experiment and you find that you don't hate it. In fact, you can't figure out at all if you hated it or liked it. You were able to go through with it. Let's say you're a guy and you went to experiment with another guy and you got aroused. And let's say you took it all the way. Let's say you took it all the way and you actually had sex with another man. Or if you're a woman, you have sex with another woman. And at the end, all you feel is utter confusion. You have no idea if you liked it or not. What the OCD sufferer is really hoping for in this situation is that they hate it. They can finally get certainty that this isn't for them. Okay, but yeah, I mean, what if it kind of backfires and you didn't hate it? Then what? Do you then come out the next day and say, now I have figured out that I'm conclusively gay? Well, no, that's not going to work either, because you have a human brain in your head. You can't just forget your entire past. Let's say I went out at some point when my HOCD was bad. I went to experiment with a man, and it worked. I got aroused, I had sex, I finished, and of course, during those phases of my HOCD, I would have started panicking. I mean, that would have been the most extreme exposure that you could possibly have. Right now, I seemingly conclusively have just figured out that I'm able to have sex, and I can't tell that I didn't enjoy it. Maybe I enjoyed it. Okay, I still have a past full of memories of me being with women. My OCD is not going to let me just forget that. And not even my OCD, but just my normal brain is not going to allow me to just have all that information disappear. So at the very least, then I can start questioning, okay, well, shit, I didn't hate that, but I've also had sex with plenty of women in my life, and I've always chased around women, so now where does this leave me? Am I bisexual? Am I 30% bisexual? Am I 70% bisexual? Am I 5% bisexual? Am I 1% bisexual? And does that mean that if I have 1%, that means that I enjoy having sex with men? These are unanswerable questions, entirely unanswerable questions. So believe me when I tell you, it will not work. It is a waste of your time, and it will make your OCD worse. And there are definitely people out there that do this. They try to experiment, and then they get stuck. This just becomes the next level ritual. But man, what a crazy ritual, because now you're including someone else in your ritual. I mean, how do you know that the person that you're running your experiments on isn't actually interested in you, and you're just using them to figure out your sexuality? Sure, there might be some people out there that are okay with that, but most of the people that I know in the gay community wouldn't be cool with being used like that. So it's a pretty messed up thing to do. And no, it's not going to help you at all. So experimenting, as much as you feel like you want to do it right now, that is your OCD telling you need to figure it out. And your response to that should be, I don't need to figure this out to move forward in my life. I know I can't figure it out. Me going and engaging in experimenting with other people of the same sex is only going to become another ritual. And it's probably not that safe, too, to be out there experimenting with people just to figure out what your sexual orientation is. You don't know who has STDs, you know. So there's a million reasons not to do it. The main one being, it's not going to help you solve the problem. It's going to make the problem worse. That's it. 8 minutes. We did it. All right, guys. My name's Brian. You can hit me up. Leave a comment here if you have a question. You can shoot me an email at ocdmindful@gmail.com if you are interested in doing one-on-one sessions where we learn mindfulness meditation, how to apply it to exposure response prevention in a way that does not undermine your treatment, in a way that simply bolsters your treatment, and to learn all of the ins and outs of exposure response prevention, how all that works, how to make a customized hierarchy of exposures for you that are going to make a big difference in your life. Feel free to hit me up. All right, thanks.